he did not do his due diligence in making sure that his establishment was properly staffed. And he took that out on the employees, and that makes him an absolutely horrible person. Now, if I'm not mistaken, he did die in the movie. I believe so. But yeah, horrible leader. Welcome to Soft Life, Hard Truths, where lifestyle dreams meet bank account realities. I'm your host, Teigen Jay. Come on in. I want you to stay. How are you guys doing? How are y'all? Are we making it? Life is crazy right now. It's a lot going on, but are we making it? Are we surviving? I'm trying my best. How are we making it? I think we're making it, guys. I think we're making it. If you're still here, you're watching this, you're making it. I can't tell you how life is right now. It might be good, it may be bad, but at least you're here. At least you're making it. So happy to have you guys here. It's been a week, but we're surviving. Okay. Yes. So, guys, my week has been crazy long, but I'm here. I'm here. So, let's talk. Um, Spoiler alert, if you have not seen Tyler Perry's latest movie, Straw, we're going to be talking about that today. So, hey, go watch the movie and then come back, okay? And if you haven't and you're not going to watch the movie, just listen in, okay? So, the movie Straw was way better than I expected. I feel like sometimes you don't know which way things are going to go with Tyler Perry's movies, but Shaw was really good. For me, it has to be like top three. I was surprised by just how good it was. Just watching the previews, I thought that it was gonna be another struggle movie. And that's pretty much it. But although it was a black woman struggle, there were a lot of themes and undertones to the movie that I think we all can relate to. It was just a really good movie. Top three for me, for sure. Um, so Straw's gonna be the overarching theme of this episode, right? And we're gonna touch on different topics underneath that movie. So first things first, you can tell from the preview whether you watched the movie or not. Just from the preview, you can tell that Taraji's character was not in the best situation. You could tell that hey, she is appears to be a struggling black mother, trying to care for her and her child. So, with watching the movie and seeing all that happened, I want to bring up the topic of the cost of being poor. Whether people realize it or not, it costs to be poor. When you are poor, you pay more for things. You suffer worse financially. You pay whether you realize it or not, you pay more in different ways. It could be financially, it could be opportunity costs, but you pay more when you are poor. Let's talk about it. A study by the Brookings Institution found that lower income Americans may pay up to 40% more for household items due to lack of access to large discount retailers like Walmart and Costco. Let's talk about it. I don't know if you guys have ever been to a Family Dollar or a Dollar General. If you have been to those stores and if you have paid attention to their prices, they are not the cheapest. They are not the cheapest when it comes to purchasing items. I can distinctly recall going into a Dollar General and where you may see Oreos, for an example. Oreos at Walmart may cost $5. You go into the Dollar General, it's $6.75. It's $7 for a pack of Oreos. That is an example of it costing you more to be poor because in a lot of areas, you may not have a multitude of grocery stores, fresh vegetables, different types of meats that you have access to. You don't always have access to that. In a lot of areas, the only thing you get is that one grocery store and you get your Family Dollars and your Dollar Generals. If you sit and think about it, how often do you see Family Dollars and Dollar Generals in the upper echelon areas? You really don't see them there. And it's no coincidence that these stores are placed in the lower income neighborhoods and the prices are insane. That is an example of it costing you more to be poor. People with lower income do not have the means to travel further to get better prices, to get better quality items. So that is an example of it costing you more just because you don't have the means. That is absolutely insane and it is unfair, but it shows you that it costs to not have, which is crazy. Um, Higher housing costs proportionately, according to HUD, over 12 million renters spend more than 50% of their income on housing, which is far above the recommended 30%. In the movie, we saw Taraji was not living in the best area. Her and her daughter were sharing a one bedroom, and you could tell from internally and externally that this was someplace that was in a low income, poverty stricken area. It was not the best. And I guarantee you, I think in the movie her rent was, I don't know if I want to say 525, but her rent, guarantee you, took up majority of her paycheck. And she was struggling, as you can see in the movie. She was struggling. She was on the verge of getting evicted, which she eventually did end up getting evicted, because she was not able to pay the rent. And in the job, she said, in the movie, she said, I have two jobs. She had two jobs working, trying to keep a roof over her and her daughter's head and keep food on the table. And it just was not enough. Another thing that costs you more when you are poor is the access to fresh foods, fresh meats. It's a food desert. Food deserts are, if you can go and do your research right now, food deserts are mainly in lower income, poverty stricken areas. And what a food desert is exactly what it sounds like. There is nowhere nearby where a consumer can go in and get quality fruits and vegetables and quality grass fed meats. Like it, you're getting access to high sugar, very low nutritional value foods. You're getting access to your high processed foods. Things such as, when you go into the pretty much, think of a gas station. You're getting chips, candies, soda, hot sausages, pickles, things high in sodium, high in sugar. All of these things basically bad for your health when you are consuming them on a consistent basis, and that is the main course of your meals. That is what a food desert does. It prevents the person from having access to healthy, fresh foods. And that is so common nowadays in lower income, poverty stricken areas, which is normally your areas with, um, people of color, minorities. So overall, and then another thing, if you notice, mainly in your lower income areas is where you will find the check cashing places. That is where you will find the, payday loan places, which those places are so predatory. They are so, they prey on people. Oh my goodness, it is so bad. If there's one thing, if you can do, please stay away from those places. Stay away from those type places. They prey on people who are in financial hardships and they just need some money and they need it quick. You can take a loan from a payday place, and let's just say you took $1,000 loan. By the time you end up paying that loan back, you, with these payday places, you can pay these loans back three times over by the time you end up paying it back, because they are preying on you. Versus if you were to go down to your local credit union and take out a loan there, your loan may be, you know, a 7% on $1,000 versus you having to pay back 35% in interest. It's insane. So those are the types of things that you have to deal with when you are poor. It's horrible, guys. It is absolutely horrible. Another theme in the movie we saw was the lack of community. The lack of community. Childcare becomes a financial crisis without a village. And we've talked about this before. The average cost of child care in the US is over 10K per child per year. Per year. It is expensive to have children. And when you do not have a village to help you, as we've discussed before, you have to pay more. And oftentimes, lower income people can't afford the child care. If you can't afford the child care, you don't have the village. A lot of times the parents take risks. They leave the children home alone. Or they leave the children in the care of somebody that they don't 100% trust, which is just a risk all around. But hey, they have to go to work, right? They have to go to work. They have to work the job. They have to have the money coming in. It is like a double-edged sword here. Um, and also with the lack of community, you don't have anyone in the movie. If you guys recall, Taraji is at work and she gets a call from the school. Something's going on with her baby. If there was community there, if there was a village there, she could have been able to possibly call her mom or call a sibling or call a close friend. And I don't know where the father was in the movie, but apparently he was not active. But I mean, the parents are a part of the village. If the father was active in the child's life, she could have called on the father, but she had literally no one to call on. There was no village there. The only village that you saw in a small portion was the friend that tried to give her a couple of dollars to help with her daughter's meal at school, because she needed to pay the $40 so that she could eat the regular lunch with the kids, and that the teachers could stop calling her out, and the teachers and the children would stop making fun of her. She had to get those $40 to her baby. That was what she was wanting to do. She had a friend at work that was trying to help her out, but she didn't want to take her money because she knew the friend was struggling as well. But guys, we need community. Nowadays, community is more important than ever. And the older I get, the more that I learn just how important community is. Because you're going to go through things in life, the ebbs and flows, ups and downs of life, but you're going to need a shoulder to cry on. You're going to need someone to help you. You cannot do this thing called life alone. I don't care what no one says. You have people, oh, I don't need friends. I don't need nobody. As long as I got me, as long as I got God, I'm good. Completely disagree. You need people. You need somebody. You're gonna need help. You cannot get through this life alone. It is impossible. Um, and also by not having anyone to turn to when those financial hardships pop up, you don't have anyone that you can ask, hey, can I hold $20 till tomorrow, or can I borrow $100? I'll pay you back. Let's not act like we don't do that in the community. People lend and borrow money all the time. And I don't think that that is a bad thing. You need community. Sometimes you just don't have it. And it's not to say that you will never have it, but at this time you just don't have it. There's nothing wrong with having someone that you can trust and lean on and say, "Hey, can I borrow $250? I have a lot going on. I will get the money back to you. Now, please pay your debts." Okay? Take care of what you owe, okay? Please. So that if you ever get in a bind again, you can borrow money again. Please take care of your business. Now, we take care of our debts. I always say, take care of what you owe, okay? But you need that. Having that support system is very important. When I first relocated from college, I didn't have any money. I left college broke. I didn't have a dollar to my name. I had to get money from my parents. And I get that's your mom and dad, but not everyone can lean on their mom and dad. As you can see in the movie, Taraji didn't have that relationship where she could lean on her mother. She didn't want her children around her mother for what reasons I can't recall, but it was some type of influence. She didn't want her daughter being around. So not everyone can lean on their parents. I was able to lean on my mom and dad to help me take care of whatever I needed financially to relocate until I got whatever monies I needed to from the company that I was working for at the time. So hey, sometimes we're gonna have to lean on each other, whether it's for emotional support or financial support. You need community, guys. You need it. And then also, due to the lack of community, if you watched the movie all the way through, you saw that a lot of this was a mental break. She broke mentally. In the movie, you saw where her daughter actually had passed the day before, but apparently she couldn't handle it mentally. So she woke up the next morning and went about her day as normal. And in her mind, her daughter was alive. Her daughter was there. She was dropping her daughter off at school. With community, it's a possibility somebody could have stepped in. Somebody could have said something. Somebody could have noticed, all right, something's not right here. Because in my mind, how I see it is if her daughter had passed the day before, somebody should have been with her. Her mom should have been with her, her sister. Somebody should have been by her side with something that traumatic. I can't imagine going through something so traumatic and waking up the next day home alone as if nothing happened. No. My parents are gonna be by my side, my brother, my best friends. They're gonna be there. Community. We need that support. But as you see, no one was there for her. She did not have that community. So when she woke up in the morning and had that mental snap, things escalated. It escalated all the way up into her inadvertently robbing a bank and not even being cognitive aware that she is robbing a bank. Community, guys, we have to have community. And the next topic I want to touch on in the movie is sexism and poor leadership. One thing that really was burning my toast and had me my face all scrunched up and I'm upset and thoroughly irritated is her manager. Her manager boss, we'll call him boss. Her boss at that job at the supermarket was a total a-hole. He was absolutely the worst. I do not believe that he would have treated her that way if she was a man. I don't believe that he would have talked to her in that tone, talked to her in that manner if she was a man. I believe a lot of that disrespect was coming because she was a female. He disrespected her and he disrespected the other female coworker. Talking to them absolutely crazy, disrespectful, just nasty, all right, just down rude. That was totally uncalled for. It was unnecessary. How he went on was absolutely unnecessary. Horrible. Horrible. And leadership, he had piss poor leadership. If he felt as though that Taraji was missing too many days from work, he felt like she had just had too much going on. Even if everything that she gave him, aided in his decision to let her go. If you see someone who is asking you, can you please give me my check? Can I have my last check? I need it. She was asking for the money before she even got fired. So clearly there is a need. That man was fully aware that they're making pennies. It's not like they're making a lot of money. Why can't you just give her the check? She literally said the check is just sitting right there. He wants to put the check in the mail. That is poor leadership. If I recall correctly, it was company policy that she does not get the check, I think, until some time after, or I don't know if it was company policy to put the check in the mail. Either way, the way he handled her and that money and how he talked to her, it lacked professionalism, it lacked care, consideration. He was just horrible, a horrible leader, and clearly a very sexist man. And I know that a lot of women have to deal with, not even just women, I know that a lot of people have to deal with sexism in the workplace and poor leadership. And I know that a lot of times it can impact your mental health, it can impact your confidence, it can impact how you feel about yourself. For all of you guys that are going through that or dealing with that nowadays, please do some self care. Please focus on you. And if you need to find you another role, please do. Don't let nobody talk to you or handle you how this man did to Raji in this movie. It was downright horrible. Poor leadership. It clearly, if you are understaffed, if you have people calling in left and right and the lines are backed up all the way to the store, sir, increase your staffing. Look at your staffing plan, your staffing profile. Sir, please. If you need to hire more people, do that. You can't have two workers that are just handling things 24/7. People have to have a life too. Believe it or not, work-life balance is a thing. I don't care what anyone says. You have to have a life outside of work. He did not do his due diligence in making sure that his establishment was properly staffed. And he took that out on the employees, and that makes him an absolutely horrible person. Now, if I'm not mistaken, he did die in the movie. I believe so. But yeah, horrible leader. Absolutely horrible. So, guys, if you have not seen the movie, please go take some time, look at it. It is not your, I feel as though it is not your typical Tyler Perry movie. Really good. I would rate it top three. Top three for sure. And I feel like it's really number two for me. I will have to sit and think. But yeah, highly, highly, highly recommend. This is some of Tyler Perry's best work, if you ask me. The storyline was Chef's Kiss. It unfolded properly. There was no rush into things. There was no sudden build up. It had a very nice pace to it. I thoroughly enjoyed the movie. I do believe that it is indeed some of his best work. And just looking at the comments and the reviews on social media and on the internet, a lot of people could relate. A lot of people could relate to just, whether it's being a parent or being a single parent, having to do what you have to do for your children, having to maneuver through such a hard life. Like a lot of people could relate. It was a very relatable movie. I highly recommend. So if you guys haven't, go check it out on Netflix. Really, really good watch. Okay, so the finance column, guys, the finance column. What we're going to talk about today is financial awareness is key. In the previous episodes, we talked about just looking at what you have coming in and what's going out, creating you a budget, looking at your money management. Guys, all of that leads up to you being financially aware of your situation. You can't avoid looking at the bank statements. You can't avoid looking at your credit card statements. You can't avoid checking your account. You can't avoid your credit score. Like, guys, you have to be aware. And no matter how painful it may be, figure out what's going on with you financially. Do an assessment, a financial health assessment. Look at what you have going on. Guys, it is important. You cannot set goals. You can't make major achievements and hit major milestones if you don't know what's going on with your money. It all starts with being aware. We talked about looking at what you have coming in, what you have going out. We talked about cutting miscellaneous expenses, things that you can go without. Um, let's look at your credit. If you have credit cards, a lot of these credit card companies nowadays have a part of their app where they will provide you with your credit score, whether it's your FICO score or your what's the other one, the Vantage score. I am with Capital One, and they provide me my Vantage score. I can just go in the app and look and see what it is. You can get a free credit report every year online, and I'll put the link in the description, guys. Check and see what's on your credit. Pull your report, look at it, assess it, see what's going on. There may be things on your credit report that do not belong to you. That will help your score improve by checking and getting things removed that aren't applicable to you. We have to be aware. We cannot avoid this, as painful as it may be, as negative as it may be, as sad as it may leave you. The first step into getting to a better space is being aware. Figure out what your credit score is. Figure out what's on your credit report. And you don't have to run to these different credit improvement companies and people. You can literally sit down, just do a Google search, see what all impacts your credit. And I'm going to do a series on this, but you can sit down, do a Google search to see what impacts your credit. You can go pull your credit report for free. You don't have to pay anybody. You don't have to take a hit to your credit score. You can assess what's on your credit for free and just come up with you a plan and start working your plan. And also being aware is assessing your spending habits. Just think about it. On the weekends, you like to go out and have a good time. Well, just be cognitive of when you're swiping your card. Go back, look at your statements and see, well, how much did I spend this weekend? It all starts with being aware and managing your money correctly. Once you're aware of what's going on, then you can go in and start actively doing money management, guys. So, We have to be financially aware, aware. Being aware is key. Okay. Now, we've come to the time of the episode where we have to keep it real. Okay. Hard truth of the week: failing is inevitable, but perseverance distinguishes the winner from the failure. Failing is inevitable, but perseverance distinguishes the winner from the failure. Let's talk about it. In this life, you are going to fail. You are not going to succeed with everything that you try, especially on the first go. You're going to fail. But what will distinguish you from failing and being successful is how many times you get up, dust yourself off, and try again. That is what will distinguish you, the winner, from the failure. It's a learning process. A lot of the times we have to go through the learning process. We have to sit back and just go for the ride and try your best to enjoy the journey. But you are going to fail. But you cannot let that failure have you down and bad, so have you so down that you just don't want to try anymore. You're just done. I don't want to do this anymore. I'm done. Forget this. No. You take you a minute, you dust yourself off, you sit with those feelings, you sit with those emotions, and you, hey, take you a minute. I always tell my friends when they're going through something, I always tell them, hey, have your minute, have your moment. I tell them, hey, I'm gonna give you today. I'm gonna give you today. I may even give you tomorrow. But you will not stay here. We will not stay here. We will not stay down like this. And sometimes my friends have to give me that talk. All right, we'll let you have it. Sit in it. Sit in your feelings right now. Hey, take it all in, process it, do what you have to do. But you're going to get up. You're going to get up. You're going to try again. You're going to keep going because a lot of times all you need is one yes. All you need is one win. All you need is that one win to propel you forward to keep going and going and going and going. I've never done a podcast before. This is something new for me. I am stepping out on faith and belief in myself. I've been on this journey now for over a month. Am I seeing the results that I want to see? No. Am I hitting the milestones? I have not hit some of the milestones that I've set for myself with this podcast. So, in essence, that is a failure to me. Am I stopping? Absolutely not. No. I'm in the process of figuring out, okay, I need to do things different. I'm reassessing. I'm picking myself up. I may get frustrated some days. I pick myself up. All right, well, let me try something different. Let me do a different approach. I am going to persevere. Perseverance is keep pushing. I am going to keep going until I see the outcome that I want, and I'm not accepting anything less. Perseverance, guys. You have to persevere. You're going to get knocked down. You're going to fall. You're going to fail. You're going to scrape your knee, your elbow. You are going to hit the ground. But you get back up. You try again. And if you hit the ground again, you get back up. Aaliyah said, if at first you don't succeed, that's what she said. You dust yourself off and you try again. But hey, guys, I don't make the rules. I don't make the rules. I don't. I don't. I don't. So, thank you guys for tuning in. I need you to do your girl Teigen a favor. Please continue to support us. All of the viewers, supporters, guys, your love and your support is absolutely amazing and I appreciate it. For those of you who are new, just tuning in, please do me a favor. Like, comment, subscribe, share this to somebody. Anybody that you feel like could benefit from it or enjoy it, please. And I have the email address below. If you guys have any questions you want to send in and get advice from Teigen, we've already had questions to be rolling in. Guys, send it and we're going to address some of them on the show. But yes, thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you for watching. Your support is always greatly and deeply appreciated. So it is that time, guys. We're going to do our toast. It is time. Cheers, guys. Here's to softer living and truths that set you free.